Hi everyone and welcome to Nicko's Bakery once again. Today we're making a Easter treat. I'm going to be making some homemade hot cross buns and I'm going to show you how to do them. So let's get started. So guys, the first thing that we're going to do to get started on our hot cross buns, just into a jug like this, I've got some warm full cream milk. Now you don't want it boiling, you just want it warmed in the microwave. Next I'm going to add in some dried yeast, and you can find this in the flour section in your supermarket, and just sprinkle it over. And next I'm going to add in some sugar, and just using a whisk, just give that a quick stir. Now what we want to do is just put this aside for about 10 minutes, and what will happen is that will start to go frothy. So just put it aside for 10 minutes. So guys, it's been 10 minutes and you can see there our frothy mixture on the top there with the milk. So to this now, I'm going to add in some more milk, but this time it's cold milk. Also going to add in some melted butter. And I'm going to add in 1 egg as well. Give that a good mix through. Once you've done that, just put it to one side and we're going to get started on our dry mixture. So just into a large bowl, I'm going to be adding in some plain flour. Next I'm going to add in some sugar. Next thing I'm going to add is some dried fruit. Next I'm going to add in some mixed spice. Give that a good mix around, and what I want you to do is just make a well in the centre of the bowl. And just into the centre of that, I'm going to pour our mixture of yeast straight in. And just give this a good stir. Now what will happen is a dough will start to form. So guys, once you've mixed it just like that, just until it's formed a dough, just put it to one side for the time being. And we're just going to flour a surface here. And then just using your hands, just pull the dough out of the bowl straight onto the floured board. Now the dough will be quite sticky, don't be too alarmed by that, because we're going to knead this over the flour, and you want to knead this, guys, for a good 10 to 15 minutes. I know that sounds like a long time, but the secret is in the kneading. So just fold it over, push back against you, fold it over, push away, fold it over, push away, and just continue that. And just make sure if it does get a bit sticky, just re-flour that surface. So guys, after 10 minutes of kneading, that is what you're after, okay? Just like that. Now, what I've done into this bowl here is I've sprayed the outside with some oil, because I'm going to be placing the dough inside this bowl, and the oil will prevent it from sticking. Now I'm just covering it with some plastic wrap. Now guys, very important, I want you to put this to one side and you must leave it for an hour and a half. An hour and a half, and what will happen is that will just grow and continue to grow with that yeast, and that's what we want. We almost want it to double in size. Okay, so an hour and a half, and then we'll bake these bad boys off. So guys, I've just pulled the wrapper off our dough, and you can see here that it has expanded quite a bit. So just put your dough onto a floured surface once again, and this is the really therapeutic part. Just punch a hole straight in the middle and just start to knead it again, only for a few minutes. Because what I want you to do is just break off some of that dough, and just onto a baking tray I just want you to place the dough just like that. So guys, you can see there what I've done is I've just divided it into 12 portions there, and it is very important that you just put them side by side just like that. Now, you must leave these for another 30 minutes on the tray in a warm place with no draft or anything like that, and I'm just going to cover them with a clean tea towel. Now while we're waiting for our buns to rise again, guys, under the tea towel, just into a small bowl, we're going to get started on our crosses that are going on our buns. So just into the bowl, just add some plain flour, and just to that I'm going to add in some water. And just keep mixing that around, guys, until it forms almost like a toothpaste type consistency and make sure you get all the lumps out. So that's what you're after there, guys, just like that. So just put that to one side and we'll get started on piping our crosses as soon as the dough is ready to use. Now I've put our flour mixture into a piping bag. I'm just going to snip the ends off. Now if you don't have one of these, just put it into a snap lock lunch bag and do exactly the same thing. Just put it in there and then just snap the ends off like that. So guys, all you have to do, and you can see what I'm doing here, is just pipe a very little cross on there. You don't have to be perfect. They are homemade, don't forget. So guys, these are now ready to go straight into the oven. Now, they're going to go into the oven for 10 minutes at 200 degrees C. After 10 minutes, keep them in the oven. We're going to turn the temperature down and cook them for a further 30 minutes at 180 degrees C. Just keep watching them, make sure they don't burn, and then we're going to get stuck in to these fantastic hot cross buns. So there you have it, guys. We've just pulled out my hot cross buns out and they smell delicious, let me tell you. Now if you don't like the fruit in them, you don't have to have the fruit in them. You can just make them plain. Just don't use the mixed fruit like we did. And just cut them open and just spread a little bit of butter over them if you want to. Let's give this a try. Beautiful. So fresh. Fantastic. The homemade ones are better, let me tell you. A little bit more work involved, but the end results are going to be much, much better. All the ingredients are below. Like I said, check it out. You guys take care, and I'll see you here next week for Nicko's Bakery.